Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Bar911970, and as always, I welcome you to my channel and thank you for watching my video. Alright guys, I'm going to give an update on my sun gazing, but before I do that, I always want to, with any of these videos that I do, talk about how you're supposed to do it, so this way no one injures themselves, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually hurt your eyes. So there are only specific times during the day where sun gazing is actually completely safe, and that is the first and last hour of the day, in sunrise and sunset. What I always recommend is, if you've never tried it before, always start at where the sun's at the lowest point against the horizon. You want to get your eyes used to it. You start out with 10 seconds, and that's it. And then every time you go back, you only do this once a day, you add another 10 seconds until you get roughly to about the 45-minute mark. So if you went every day, it would take about 9 months. Unfortunately, depending on where you are and the cloud cover and the weather, it's not always that easy. So currently, I am up to, well, the next time I go, I'll be up to 21 minutes. And I've noticed something the last two times that just astounds me. And I'm going to show you something. This, if you've ever had breathing problems, I can pretty much guarantee you know what that is. I've had these all of my life. Now, people who have watched my video on my channel know that I've said in the past that I've almost died from walking pneumonia or bronchitis or bronchial type of problems 5 times in my life. And I got to the point years ago where I would carry one of these. I'd have one in my car, one in my coat pocket, and one by my bed at any given moment, because the last time I almost died from it was about 2 years ago. It was around mid-December. I was DJing. It was nice and warm inside. Came out as soon as I went outside. When I was bringing all the equipment to my car, my lungs instantly closed down, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Um, the one thing I noticed the last 2 times I've gone sun gazing is I don't need my inhaler that much anymore. The biggest thing that I noticed, and this has never happened before, when I go sun gazing, I go to the beach. Now, it is February, mid-February, and if you know, there was a blizzard just last week here in New York. It's been freezing cold here. As a matter of fact, when you go to the beach, because of Hurricane Sandy, all the dunes have been wiped away. So there's no protection, so the wind is just amazing. It's just nonstop. And if you've ever had bronchial problems, any kind of breathing problems where you need one of these, you'll know that if you're standing in the cold and then you're walking on soft sand, within probably 5 minutes you would need an inhaler. And when I first started in the winter time, roughly around November-ish, even then, I was roughly at about the 14-minute mark at that point, somewhere in that area. I would notice that when I was on the beach sun gazing, when I was done, walking back to the car, I would get a little short-winded, like I've always done, and I would need my inhaler. And the thing I noticed the past 2 times, that I no longer need my inhaler. I'm no longer out of breath. As far as my vision is concerned, I have no problems, and as a matter of fact, I will be going to get my eyes checked just so you guys can see how amazing this is. Now, I understand there are going to be people out there who will hear stuff like this and automatically dismiss it, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not here to put a gun to anybody's head. All I can tell you is I do this. I look forward to it every single chance I can get. It's something that is life-changing. And when you get to the 20-minute mark, it's just, you're almost in another world. Like, it literally feels like time speeds up while you're doing it, because you'd think, oh, well, staring at the sun for 20 minutes, you'd think you'd be bored out of your mind. Um, it literally feels like I'm there for like 4 or 5 minutes. I stand right next to the water and the ocean, so I'm listening, to the ocean. I'm listening to the birds as they fly by, the seagulls. The good thing about it, cold right now, is there's hardly anyone ever on the beach, so it's like your own private little island. But you get into such a meditative state. It's just I wish more people would actually look into the stuff and see what it can do. But like I said, I've been in the hospital more times than I can count. I've had breathing problems since I was a baby. So for me to not have to use this stuff as much anymore, I mean, I literally went from there were times where I would use this inhaler about 40 times in a day, which you're not supposed to do, but the choice is either, stop breathing or, take the chances of the side effects of what doing too much of that inhaler would do, to the point where I barely don't even need it at all. I just hold on to it because, just in case. But sun gazing heals the body. It's part of nature. It's something that doctors don't want you to know about because they haven't found a way to charge you for it. And like I said, the only safe times to sun gaze is at sunrise and sunset, within the first and last hour, either the beginning of the day or the end of the day. Basically, it just depends on your work schedule and what works better for you. There's not really a difference between sunrise and sunset. It's just what happens is when the sun is at the lowest point in the horizon, there are no harmful UV rays, and that's what injures your eyes. So if you went out on a summer day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and looked up at the sun, you would injure your eyes. So you want to really make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. And like I said, you start out with 10 seconds, and then every time you go back, which is the next day or however long it takes, you add another 10 seconds. And like I said, at this point, the next time I go, I'll be at 21 minutes. I know I have a couple of my subscribers who have actually gotten into it and they've already seen improvements. One of my subscribers told me that they used to wear glasses and now they don't need them anymore. So I can't force anybody to do anything, and I'm not even going to try and get people to believe in it, because I know there are people who, for some reason, follow my channel just to do whatever they got to do. And if they want to automatically dismiss something that could heal you naturally for free, well, that's their concern and not mine. Um, I share this because I experience it, and I think it's an amazing feeling. And like I said, I'm at the point now where I'm just noticing the changes, and it's such an amazing feeling to know that I could walk around outside in the cold and not feel like all of a sudden somebody's, squeezing my bronchial tubes shut. Because I don't know if any of you out there have ever experienced what it's like to have asthma attacks. The best thing I could describe to compare it to is basically like somebody pushing your head underwater until you really can't breathe anymore. I mean, it gives you that claustrophobic feeling, and like I said, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But with this sun gazing, my lungs are better than they've ever felt my entire life, and I'm passing this on to people because I want to help the best I can, and that's why I talk about this stuff, and I would never talk about something I haven't done as far as something like this is concerned. I wouldn't tell people to go look up at the sun if I knew it was dangerous. I would never risk somebody's eyesight. So please, guys, at least research things and don't believe everything that the media and the government tells you, because I'm living proof. My wife goes, she doesn't go as much as me because she doesn't like the cold. My mother goes, my aunts and my cousins have gone, and it's just no one's going as long as I have because the beautiful thing about my work schedule is it's flexible. So for me, I don't have a 9 to 5 job, so doing this kind of stuff is actually so much easier for me. So the best place to do it is on the beach. Obviously, not everybody lives along the coastlines. Um, you can also, the next best place is somewhere where there's dirt, like a pond, or, somewhere where there's just, you want to stay away from cement or grass, and you really want to be barefoot. Obviously, in the wintertime, that's not always easy to do. But after a certain amount of time, and you don't even have to get to the 20-minute mark to start feeling it. Literally within about 50 seconds, when you get to the 50-second mark, you already start noticing that you have more energy. I just wish people would at least research it and experience this, because I'm sharing this with people because I care about more than myself. And if you only knew how amazing it feels for me to walk on the beach in the middle of the cold, freezing air, walking in loose sand, and not needing my inhaler for the first time in my life, and that's happened the last two times I've gone sun gazing, is unbelievable. And from what I researched, when you get to around the 30-minute mark, and it cures everything in your body. So I know there's going to be people out there that will automatically dismiss things. They'll call it crazy, and that's absolutely fine. I feel sorry for those people because they'll never experience what I've experienced, and plenty of other people who have experienced with this. Um, you're being lied to by a lot of people in this world, and they don't want you to know about these things. They want you to not cure your illnesses. They want you to be able to live with them, so you can continue to get treatments and buy medicines, antidepressant pills, and operations, and do all these things that don't cure you. They just help you to live with the problem. Before I knew about sun gazing, this is what I lived on. I have nebulizers. I've gone to the hospital, like I said, more times than I can count. Um, the sun is curing my illness. And if people want to think it's mind over matter, that's absolutely fine, because even if it's that, if it's still keeping me from ending up in the hospital just by walking out in the cold, I'll take it every time. Because that's one of the things in my lifetime I really couldn't do. 2 years ago, if I tried to shovel this driveway, if there was snow, I would probably get about 4 shovels full before I need my inhaler. So it's an amazing feeling, and I hope you people research it. Those of you who have done the sun gazing, please leave a comment and tell people how much it's affected your life for the better, or give any comments you want about it. But please research this and see for yourself that you can get something directly from nature that will help to heal your body, and it doesn't do all the harmful things that everybody thinks it does, as long as you're doing it properly. So, thanks for watching, guys, and leave your comments, and I hope everybody has a great day. I'm glad to say I don't really need that anymore. It took 42 years of my life. Better late than never. Peace.